Hello guys, this is the Emo Syndicate here, and you won't believe the day I had. It turns out, well, of course you're not really going to see the video because I think I'm going to upload one video, but the day I had with this new screen recorder was just fascinating. It actually went to automatic high resolution, which this PC can't handle, sadly. I mean, like, it can handle the ultra setting, but I mean it's the screen recorder and then it's rendering a giant map. Let me show you. It's rendering all of that. See, that's not just locale. That is actual trees and bushes you can go into to hide. So yeah, I would see why the PC was having a little trouble. It actually crashed on me like 2-3 times. So that's why it will sound really awkward to you now. Like, what are you talking about? The game didn't crash. It's actually running pretty smoothly. I have it on high, so we're getting at least a good 40-45. So we're not losing too much of quality, but bear with me, guys. It's a new screen recorder. I have to get used to it. This is actually the first field test. I would consider the first video. The first vlog I did as a serial test because I watched it over and it was rather good. It's pretty good. So I'm gonna want to say, yeah, that was a bit of a field test. It did have some good gameplay. I actually had 4 kills with what I'm going to go with my loadout today. I actually didn't get to where I wanted to be, but there's a German around here, isn't he? Stick 'em up, boys. As you can hear from my terrible American gangster accent, I'm going to talk about the mob today. Yes, but not just the mob. I actually got him. I didn't kill him. I'm actually not talking about the mob, but their weapons. I've actually been watching this great series. I don't know if you'll like it. I mean, if you actually clicked on this video, you're gonna probably like it because it's dealing with World War II guns. It's called Tale of Guns. Before I get fanboyish about this series, I actually found it kind of by accident because I wanted to know a bit more about the Japanese, and I actually clicked on it and saw the weapons of the Japanese. So I'm like, yeah, I might as well. So I actually watched it and it was actually pretty good. They actually had accounts and people who actually used the gun. So today I went back, fanboyed again, and saw one with gangsters, and I'm like, this is going to be the one for me because I have all the gangster guns. I kind of pretty much have all the guns, not bragging, but I pretty much have all the guns. But yeah, we're kind of losing time here. I don't have much time. I do, but they're going to be home any minute now. Who's going to be home? My family. They go out with the YouTube thing, but they're not alright with being quiet. I tell you this, you can hear them from down the street. If you were to walk down the street, you'll probably hear them, especially my grandmother. She's the first to get home. Sorry, Gran, I love you, but you're kind of loud. So she's actually kind of quiet because, I mean, she had a rough day. Well, not a rough day, but a long day. She's going to want to sleep, but I don't want to kind of annoy her as well with my brilliant voice, so I'm going to take out the... I didn't even see him. I thought he was actually... Well, they mostly go at the top, but they probably don't know about the bottom, so I'm going to try and flank him there. But yeah, with 4 minutes of rambling out of the way, we're going to talk about gangster guns. Well, these gangster guns that I have, please excuse the Clyde Barrow Whippet that I don't have because it's in beta. See that beautiful BETA in the corner of your screen? Yeah, that's what you call beta, baby. So I don't know if it's beta for life or beta for a certain time. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you what I know about the Browning 1918 rifle. Sorry, I'm thinking about the BAR already because I don't think a lot of people know about BAR in the Mafia. When they think Mafia, they think this bad boy here, the Thompson. which is actually probably going to get the most spotlight, because this pistol is not going to do me any good, and I actually have to go out and go back in. I don't know how that will work. I'm actually a bit scared, because the screen recorder actually only records one game, so I don't know how I'm going to get to it, but for BAR purposes I will try. If I could edit, I would have just edited in, but sadly I don't have editing software. And there we go, 1 kill with the Browning pistol, also known as the M1911. So without further ado, I'm just going to talk about the weapons of the Mafia. Sorry about the 5 minutes of rambling. I like this new screen recorder because it actually tells you how long you've been going, so I actually don't have to look at the clock, and my phone is charging, because when I'm done uploading this, let me tell you, I'm going straight to bed because I had to work today on my off day, the day where I do all my research and script writing. But you know, just gets me a hard drive faster, games faster, or whatever I need faster. So without further ado, I'm just going to talk about the 3 weapons that I have here, or 2. I actually have to go out and get the other one and play a game with it, or jump out of this game and probably play again. So without further ado, let's go. So in the early stages of the Mafia and gangster and mob era of the 1920s and 30s, they were actually using pistols, pocket pistols. They're actually using very small pocket pistols, even smaller than this one here. So they were using pocket pistols in the early stages of the Mafia. Oh god, oh please tell me that's not a truck, please. Good. Right, alright, sorry guys, but I have to be very wary because my grandmother drives, so we'll get this done. 20 minutes, let's go. 6 minutes already gone, so everyone gets 5 minutes of spotlight. So the gangsters actually use pocket pistols in the beginning of the whole Mafia thing as just to take down 1 or 2 opponents, but as the Mafia sides grew and Prohibition got a bit more lawless, I should say, they actually had to switch to bigger guns, also including the Thompson shotguns and even the BAR. So we're going to talk about the pistols, then we're going to go into the famous Thompson, and then we're going to end this video with a BAR. I hope I can get a kill touch for you all, but yeah, he had me there. Oh no, he had me. So we're going to talk about the Browning automatic pistol, which I kind of discussed in a bit of detail just now about how the gangsters used to use pocket pistols, but they weren't around for too long because, of course, a pocket pistol, a pistol or pocket pistol in general, could only do so much damage and could only be concealed so much. So what the mob gangsters and Prohibition bootleggers needed at the time was something with firepower, but something that could be concealed quite easily, and that's when they turned to the bad boy, the Tommy gun, made by Thompson. I can't remember his first name right now, I'm sorry unprofessional, but made by Thompson after Thompson went to the Spanish-American Wars. Thompson actually wanted a gun, a fully automatic, the power of a machine gun in your hand. So that's basically what Thompson wanted when he went to the Spanish-American War in 1882. I could be pretty wrong about that. It was not too long ago because it was actually supposed to be shipped off to World War I and used for the trenches. It was basically a broom. What was it named? A broom sweeper, if I remember correctly. Like, it was supposed to go to the trenches and just sweep all the infantry out of the trench with just 1 or 2 magazines. So he had a very, very ambitious idea of actually having a machine gun in your hand. Browning also did this as well, but his actually went to the field, so his was actually the first LMG in your hand, the first light machine gun in your hand. So Thompson actually wanted to sell this across America because America Sorry if I'm talking a bit fast. Trying to, because I don't have the script, so I'm just going to try and get everything off my head. But I'll still slow it down a bit, so don't worry. I'll go pretty slow, but keep you interested. So, where were we? He was actually selling the Thompson from door to door. Actually, he wanted to make money off his gun that he made for so long. Sorry, teammate, but I don't want to kill the teammate, so it's whatever. Anyway, back to the Thompson, the star of this show. So it became synonymous with gangsters and outlaws. That's why America didn't first used it in World War II. They were actually using the bar and the Brown in 1919, which I might do an anti-tank video. Who knows? I might do an anti-tank video. I don't know. The reason why I'm hip firing is that's how it was used in the gangster lifestyle. It was actually fired from the hip and just sprayed across the street into a rival gang, and that's the rival gang. Who pulls the trigger first and who holds the trigger the longest obviously had the better outcome of the had the better outcome of the fight. So if you hold down your trigger like this, your rival gang, enemy, whatever is done. The most anonymous, the most notable people that used Thompsons were Pretty Boy Floyd, Machine Gun Kelly, and somebody that I never heard before in my life. Because when you think mobsters, you think Al Capone, you think Babyface Nelson, you think Machine Gun Kelly, which the rapper doesn't live up to the name, but you know. I never heard of Vern Miller in my life, and you probably didn't either. Also, I will link Tales of Guns in the description below, so you can go and check it out for yourself. Because it's going to be kind of inaccurate with me, because I mean I didn't get home just now, but I had to work, like I said, so you can go and check it out for yourselves. I just want this is basically what a promo, like a cartoon in the 80s, just a 20-minute promo. Right, so Vern Miller was actually a veteran of World War I, and he actually went home and became law enforcement, and then he became the sheriff of South Dakota, I believe. Yes, South Dakota. And he embezzled money, and then he started a life of crime. I don't know why he didn't just try to negotiate with the people that he used to work with, but you know, desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess, even though it wasn't that bad. But yeah, Vern Miller was actually better than all these people combined. He could, legend has it, well, not legend, but I was kind of say legend, but legend has it that he could actually write his name with any machine gun. He could actually use any machine gun, because he obviously had a military background and a police background, so people would hire him to drive fast and safe. Because I mean, if you see the car chases of the Prohibition era on actual vintage footage, and obviously the mobster movies, you're going to see the cops drive like the maniacs. So he was pretty good, because they actually had to be in a lot of high-speed chases. But you can't exactly die. In those chases, so they actually hired him to be a getaway driver in a sense, and I think I don't really go as far to call him the first getaway driver, but probably the first successful getaway driver. If you haven't watched Drive by Ryan Gosling, you should watch it, because that illustrates that perfectly, even though he never shot anyone. But going on, right, so we're here. Ooh, what a save. Actually, here with the Thompson now. Al Capone. Yeah, little trivia for you guys. Al Capone actually favorited the Thompson. He loved the Thompson so much, but he only shot it once in his whole entire career. So, and look at that, actually coming back. So it should be a bit longer gameplay. So that's always good. So Al Capone actually shot the Thompson once. Yeah, it's a pretty beastly gun. So law enforcement's I actually watched two opposing documentaries, because one said that the police didn't wanted it, but I guess with the changing times would come, obviously the police would want to keep up with the gangsters. But in one documentary I watched, there was like people like on the Thompson itself, a lot of people weren't really interested in it, but since the mobsters got interested in it, and it's basically a machine gun in your hand, I think the cops would quickly adopt it, and it became the flight arm of both sides of the law, whether you're a criminal or law enforcement. And that is the spray and pray and the hit and run tactic there. There you go. Just reenacting some scenes from mobster movies. Let's reenact one here. Hey, where are you running, boy? Yeah, that deserved an Academy Award. So just hit up the Academy Award and tell them about that. That is pretty dope. I really like that scene. I put my heart and life into that scene, and then I died at the end. Tried it to for all gangsters. No, that actually correlates with what I'm actually going to say, because these people were actually excellent shots with the Thompson, the bar, and the pistol. They went, because obviously when you started out with a pistol, you have to have accuracy. You couldn't really just spray a lot of bullets down range. Actually, it was kind of like that in the beginning, but they're actually skilled marksmen, because you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So if you don't master your weapon, you're essentially dead, and it's you against a lot of officers. I'm talking like 2 counties, 3 counties, depending on how terrible you were. You had to go up against a lot of law enforcement. So you live by the sword, you died by the sword, or the automatic BAR, the Remington 1887, the Browning pistol, or the BAR, or the Tommy gun, or the M17 revolver. But you live by the sword, you die by the pocket knife. I think that was going to be kind of a joke, but I don't think it went anywhere too good, because they didn't have any swords in the 1920s and said, alright, let's get back on track. We actually went off track for a little while now. And we were talking about Al Capone just now, and we were talking about Vern Miller. He can actually write his name with a Thompson. Yeah, we talked about that just now. And his downfall was he was killed by the Purple Gang, believe it or not. A bunch of Jewish immigrants. I don't know if I'm blunt, but political correctness, my foot. But he was killed by the Purple Gang, which were basically Jewish immigrants. Oh dear. I didn't even see the tank. As long as we've got all 3 of these, we should be good. We actually don't have this now, so we have to go in here. Alright, so hopefully I could talk about the bar, because the most notorious couple, the most lawless, violent, irresponsible, terrible, most notable gang ever was actually the Borough Gang, aka, well not aka, but Bonnie Parker and Clyde Borough were actually part of the Borough Gang, believe it or not. Borough, come on. So we're going to talk about the BAR. We all know about the Thompson. I wish we wish you could customize it a little bit more, like add a drum magazine. That would at least kind of make it a bit better. I mean, the PPSH has a drum magazine. It also has a stick as well. Stick is standard issue, but if you stick is also standard, but if you wanted it was mostly come with a drum magazine, so it's pretty much polar opposite. This one came with a stick magazine and the PPS came with a drum magazine, so they're basically polar opposites of each other. But drum magazines are used for very long, what generals would consider long battles, I would probably think, because if you're going to go against a skirmish, I don't think you're going to need all that ammo. It's pretty good. No, not today, buddy. Not today. So we rambled on for a couple. Hit and run, boys. Hit and run. What? Come on. I've got one more shot of this. So we're going to talk about the BAR in a second. I'm really scared because I've never tried this before actually going out of the game, because the game is actually recording here, so if I go out, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back in, or if it crashed on me or not. So yeah, that's basically a brief history on the Thompson there. Sorry for a bit rambling on, but it's kind of live, kind of scripted. I'm trying something new. Well, not something new, but I'm trying like these voices I'm going to do for the documentary, because today at work I was thinking about how would I go about this. Should I do it in a normal voice, a documentary voice, a grim, like in the war you never had any friends, or cupcakes. So I'm just trying something new, and I think this one is going to work kind of cool, kind of good, because it's my natural speaking voice, but a bit toned to be a bit more serious. But it's not going to be like, and they died with a spray of Thompson fire and hell was at their feet. So I'm not going to be like that dark, but a bit more serious, a bit more tense. Of course I'm going to have a script to follow this time, so I'm not going to be rambling on about nonsense, so I should be pretty good. There's a kind of a story I want to tell you. Frankie 1080p style. There was actually a incident, and actually two stories with the Thompson. Going to give it a last life before we get out of here and use the BAR before 30 minutes is up. And I really went past the mark again, didn't I? But there was actually two stories about this, like the last stand, not really the last stand, but I'm going to do Vern Miller first, give it another spotlight. So Vern was at Fox River and he met with a rival gang. Well, it's not really like a story like a 10-minute worth story, but he was at Fox River and he met this rival gang. When the cops showed up the next day or hours later, there were bodies scattered on all over the floor, and they thought it was a massacre by an army, but in actuality it was one fellow, Vern Miller. That's really interesting, because this, like I told you, he was a great shot. He could have wrote his name. Let's see, M-A-R-I-O. So yeah, an excellent shot as well. But he could literally like write his name with any machine gun, because remember his military background. Something a bit more interesting is actually machine guns Kelly's death, because he hated law enforcement with a passion. He would literally go and search and hunt down law enforcement like big game sport. He was actually driving past law enforcement. I don't think he did nothing wrong. He wasn't doing any crimes as of yet, but he actually saw the police, and he actually turned around and started firing his Thompson at the police as the police got out. So he ducked behind his car like this and started firing at the police. So obviously the police had to retaliate, and he actually got a bullet. He actually said, "I had enough of this," and he actually went out charging with his Thompson, like, and he died. Obviously, he got like 7 bullets to the chest by a Thompson. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, my friend. So, but those were 2 interesting stories. That was really, I don't know, not dark, but like the last stand kind of situation. It was pretty grim. So should I change to BAR? I mean, we're basically going to win the game now, in a sense. I don't know if I should change to BAR, because I have it unlocked. I actually have the McClay ammo for it, which is kind of like sniper ammo. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna. Alright, we got it. Should we? Alright, let's go quickly and come back. We'll be right back.